Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to start new chapter, Unit 3, Classification of Elements and Periodicity in Properties. First, let's see which topic has been reduced. Though it is a very small chapter, and whatever you have already studied in class 10, that only has been reduced. Mendeleev's periodic law, defects in the Mendeleev's periodic table, advantages and disadvantages of Mendeleev's periodic table. Only this much has been reduced. Now let's see what you have to study. First, as I will start the chapter, let's see the introduction, means object and need of classification of elements. As you all know that elements are the basic constituents of all type of matter, and the discovery of chemical elements has been an ongoing process since ancient times. Certain elements such as gold appear in nature in elemental form and were thus discovered thousands of years ago. In contrast, some elements are radioactive and intrinsically unstable. The majority of elements, although stable, are dispersed widely in nature and incorporated into numerous compounds. For centuries, therefore, scientists were unaware of their existence. At the beginning of the 18th century, only a few elements were known. During 18th and early 19th century, advances in chemistry made it easier to isolate elements from their compounds. This I have already discussed in chapter 1 when I have started the topic. As a result, the number of known elements had more than doubled from 31 in 1800 to 63 by 1865. At present, 118 elements. Recently, a few years back, elements with atomic numbers 113 to 118 have been reported. So, at present, 118 elements are known. Out of these, recently discovered elements are not natural but synthetic, that is, man made, and efforts are still going on to synthesize new elements by artificial transmutation. As the number of known elements increased, it became rather impossible to study individually the chemistry of these elements and their innumerable compounds, and scientists began to investigate the possibilities of classifying them in useful ways. About many scientists, you have seen how the journey started, how different scientists started making the periodic table, and the Mendeleev's periodic table was highly recommended. After that, many disadvantages came from that also. Then the student of Mendeleev, Moseley, presented the long form of periodic table. Children, I will like you all. I hope you have learned to form the periodic table in your copy. Don't only have to search by net or buy the chart of periodic table. You have to learn to make the periodic table. Okay? So, and till 30, I hope 30 elements you have learned till now. But now what you have to do, you have to learn group wise elements. Means if I ask you the elements of the first group, you have to say hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Okay, in one go you have to learn at least few groups. Okay, group 2 also, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. This you have to draw without looking in any of the periodic table. Means you have to learn it. Nowadays you are having time, just whenever you be free, don't want to study anything, you can learn the elements of periodic table, and this is going to give you a huge help. Then if someone asks you about the noble gas, immediately you can say helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Means you have to learn it group wise. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. You have to learn. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. This you have to learn. Okay, like this you have to learn the periodic table. The periodic table which is present on your screen, you can see different colors for different name or different group of the elements has been indicated by giving a different color. First you can see that yellow color means the first group. These are known as alkali metals. Hydrogen, from lithium you will say lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Okay, then blue color, that is for alkaline earth metals, and that is your second group. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, these are known as alkaline earth metals. You can see light green, that is your transition metals. Transition metals, they are in between S block and P block, that's why they are called as transition metals. And few properties they show that I will discuss when we will study about the transition elements. So they are called as transition elements. Light pink color, that is post transition metals, means all the transition elements are your metals, and after that the elements which are coming and they are metal, they are known as post transition metals. So they are in light pink color: zinc, cadmium, mercury, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, tin, lead, bismuth, polonium. Then comes your dark pink, that is your metalloids. As you know that they are just in the transition between metals and non-metals. They show the properties of metals as well as non-metals, so they are considered as metalloids. Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium. Then light green, your halogens: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Orange color, your noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Then, as you know that there are 7 periods in the periodic table: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then from where these 2 is coming? This is in the continuation of, when we say lanthanum, this, you will see that after 57, 72 is written. So in between there should be 14 elements, and that 14 elements are given here. Selenium to lutetium. Okay, so this will be in the 6th period only. From actinium you will see that 89 atomic number, 104 is given. In between there should be 14 elements, and that 14 elements are written here. Okay, this is also one of the drawback. This should be also adjusted in the periodic table, but they have been kept separately. So this is also an disadvantage of the modern form of the periodic table even. Okay, long form of the periodic table. So total 7 periods, and you can see that total 18 groups are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, this way, this is the new way I will tell you the old notation of the groups and new notation of the groups and their chemical family. Okay, so this is all your periodic table. Metals and non-metals, from class 7 you are studying about the properties of metals, how they look, how they shine, what are the properties, what are non-metals. You have to write the opposite of the metals. Metalloids are in the mid of metals and non-metals. So this you are aware of very nicely. If in the periodic table you can see the all blue part is your metals. Okay, means S block, D block, F block and few portion of P block is are metals. Purple one your non-metals, and the only 7 elements are your metalloids. There were only 31 elements. It was relatively easy to study the properties of these chemical elements individually. But now the number of elements has raised to 118. It would be very cumbersome to study the properties of every element individually. So, in order to ease the work, scientists started thinking about a method so that the study of elements can be simplified. They decided to organize the elements in a periodic table according to the information available about the elements and various characteristics shown by them. It was observed that elements show periodicity in their properties. I hope you know the periodicity means after a regular interval the elements were showing the similar property. Many tables were made to arrange the elements in an ordered manner based on their characteristics to study the properties of elements in a fixed pattern. But the long form of table is only been finalized till now to study about the periodic table. So what are the general features of this long form of periodic table? There are in all 18 vertical columns and 18 groups in a long form of periodic table. These groups are numbered from 1 to 18, starting from the left. There are 7 horizontal rows called periods in the long form of periodic table. Thus, there are 7 periods in the long form of periodic table. The elements of group 1 and 2 and 13 to 17 are called the main group elements. Group 1 and group 2. Alkali metals, alkaline earth metals is your group 1 and 2. And 13 to 17 means after the transition elements. Okay, the P block are called the main group elements. These are also called typical or representative or normal elements. Okay, S block elements and P block elements. These are your typical or normal elements. The elements of groups 3 to 12 are called transition elements. Elements with atomic number 58 to 71, that is selenium to lutetium, occurring after lanthanum are called lanthanides. And elements with atomic numbers 90 to 103, this is thorium to lutetium, are called actinides. And these elements are called F block elements and are also known as inner transition elements. As you can say that they are inside the transition elements, so they are termed as inner transition elements. The new notation for groups, you can see that prior it was first A, second A, third A, fourth A, fifth A, sixth, fourth B, fifth B, sixth B. You have to just forget the old notation, but you, as you know, it should be in your mind what was the old. But the new notation of the group is from 1 to 18 continuously in the periodic table. You have to move on. Okay, and the first group is your alkali metals. Second is your alkaline earth metals. In 11th group, you will see that the metals are copper, silver, gold. So that is coinage metals, means the metals which are used to make coin. So they are coinage metals group. In group 15 is nicogens, 16 the sulfur group, oxygen group, that is known as chalcogens. 17 hydrogen, helium, lithium, that is your halogens. 18th group, that is zero group, is now known as acrogens. Now let's discuss the structural features of long form of periodic table. Long form of periodic table is called Bohr's periodic table. There are 18 groups and 7 periods in the periodic table. The horizontal rows are called periods. First period contains only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. It is the shortest period. Second period, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Third period, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. Contain 8 elements each. These are short periods. Fourth period, from potassium to krypton. Fifth period, from rubidium to xenon, contains 18 elements each. You can see in the periodic table, and these are known as long periods. Sixth period, 55 cesium to Rn 86, consists of 32 elements and is the longest period. Seventh period, starting from francium, is incomplete and consists of 19 elements. The vertical 18 columns are known as groups. Elements of group 1 are called alkali metals. Elements of group 2 are called alkaline earth metals. Actually, when you will see those metals, you will see that they are mostly derived from the earthy materials, means the whatever is present in the earth crust. So they are termed as alkaline earth metals. Elements of group 16 are called chalcogens, means ore forming elements. Elements of group 17 are halogens, means sea salt forming. Elements of 18 group are called noble gases. You can see the anomalous behavior of the first element of a group. The first element of a group differs considerably from its congeners, that is, the rest of the elements of its group. This is due to its small size, high electronegativity, and non-availability of d orbitals for bonding. So, anomalous behavior is observed among the second row elements, that is lithium to fluorine. Periodic table is divided into 4 main blocks, S, P, D, F, depending upon the subshell to which the valence electron enters into. So one by one we will first see this, how the 4 blocks of periodic table. The first 2 group is your S block, and in S orbital you can keep 2 electrons maximum. P block, 6 group. In P orbital, maximum px, py, pz, 6 electrons we can keep. In D block, dxy, dyz, dzx, dz square, dx square minus y square, dz square. 5 orbitals, maximum 10 electrons. So you can count here that 10 blocks means 10 groups are here for your D block. All in the center, the transition elements, total you will count that it is 10. So 2s, 6p, 10d, total 18. F block you will count and make 14 groups, 14 blocks, okay. So in F we can see that 14 electrons, means 7 orbitals will be there, and it can accommodate 14 electrons. Okay, you will find that everything is connected. Whatever you have studied till now about the periodic table, atomic structure, electronic configuration, you will find that very logically it has been made. Okay, so this is your 4 blocks. S block elements, 1 and 2 group elements belong to this block, and the last electron enters in S subshell. So I think the general characteristics of these blocks I should start in my next lecture, otherwise you will be overburdened for now. So what my assignment for you is that you have to learn to draw the periodic table within 2 minutes. Okay, this will be your target. Within 2 minutes immediately you have to draw the periodic table. Okay, at least you have to 30 you have already learned about the number of elements. What you now more you have to learn? Group 1, group 2, group 17, group 18 elements thoroughly. Okay, and at least 2-3 elements in every group you have to learn. Okay, I don't think it will be very beneficial for making any slogans and then learning. If you find easy, you can. But normally with the name of the elements or its symbol, you can make your own rules and learn the elements. Okay, so your target is to draw the periodic table within 2 minutes by drawing the blocks plus writing the elements. Okay, this will be your assignment, and next the characteristics of SPDF blocks I will start in my next lecture. Thank you so much, children.